Okay, let's talk about your website contract, your SEO contract. This kind of is a PSA announcement because I have just seen so many people get screwed, like completely screwed. Sorry about that. Hold on one second here. Completely screwed in their website and or SEO agreement. And I do not want you to fall victim, right? So regardless if you are about to sign a website agreement, an SEO agreement, or let's say you've been in one for months or even years, I want you to check your terms because it literally is every single week practically that I talk to an aesthetic business that just don't know the terms and agreement that they are in, and they're getting screwed. Whether it's today or years down the road, you are putting your business in jeopardy. So I want to go through today some contract loopholes, some excessive fees that you absolutely need to look out for. And again, regardless if you are working with Diamond Accelerator or not, I just don't want to see this happen to your business. I just see it way, way, way too much. And to me, it's unethical. It's not a right way to do business. And so I want to inform you, empower you to take control of your website in its contents. Okay, so again, this training really can be valuable for you, regardless if you love your website and it's beautiful, regardless if you have been in your contract or working with a website company for years, right? If it's good today, great. Make sure that you have it properly set up. So whether it's tomorrow or years down the road, you are in control. You are set up for success. You have choices. Okay. So that's what my goal is today, is just really inform you to be able to empower you to make really great decisions. All right. So let's dive in right away on what you should be looking out for. Okay. So in terms of what you should stay away from right away, right out of the gate, is you need to read the fine print in who owns the contents of the website in the event you're no longer doing business together. And time again, I see these in contracts, and because the aesthetic business owner owns their domain, pays for their WordPress theme, they think that they own the contents. And so what you need to be looking out for when you're, look at the fine print, and if it says that the service provider retains the proprietary theme in all its contents, that means that if you break up with that website company, you have no website. You have no website. You have to start over. If they own the proprietary theme that it's built in, right, that means they're using software that you're not going to have access to in the event you no longer do business with them, and it's going to have to be completely rebuilt. Okay, so that's number one to stay out. If they build in a proprietary theme or software, you will never truly own your website, and you will eventually always have to rebuild it. Okay. The next thing to look out for is, let's say that they are like, yeah, we will rebuild it in WordPress on your behalf. Great, right? And they're even likely going to give you access to, maybe add something easy into your WordPress site. Great, that's really great. But what you need to know is, okay, who owns the contents within this WordPress theme, right? Meaning, in the event we are no longer doing business together, do you own the graphics, the images, the copy, right? All of your SEO work that's been done, like, are they going to go and remove that, right? Do they own the copy? So all that SEO work that you did, they're going to just delete it and take it down. So all those many months, maybe even years, it's going to go away. Right? Do not enter into contract with someone that would treat your business that way. It's just really that simple. You want to work with someone that once you paid their full investment, right, and met their terms, that you own your website and its content, everything in it, the copy, the graphics, the theme that it was built in, all of it, so that there is no disruption of service in the event you decide to manage it yourself. In the event you decide to work with another agency, there should be no disruption in your website or in your business, right? It's simply a transfer of who's handling it, right? Whether it's you or another company, right? You've paid a lot of money to build your website. You've paid a lot of money to move up the ranks of Google with SEO. You don't want to go backwards, right? But you have to know who you're doing business with. You have to read the fine print of your contract. You want to work with a company that is going to work hard for you, give you the, the website and SEO that you are looking for. But in the event, if something happens, your business changes, you decide to work with another company, you decide to bring it in-house, you should be able to continue doing business without any interruption, right? So you want to make sure that you own the software, that you own or you have access, right, to the software, the graphics, the copy, all of that, right? And some will say, yes, you do, right? But you'll have to rebuild it. So they'll send you this huge zip file, right? And be like, here you go. And then you're going to have to pay someone else to rebuild it, right? I have seen people get screwed every which way there is, but you got to know the fine print before you sign into these things, okay? Here's another one, okay? Here's another thing to look out for. I went through the most important thing right away that I shared with you, right? Is make sure you understand who owns the content, who owns the theme that it's built in, right? How long are you going to be down? Where are you going to have to start in the event you decide to no longer do business with them? All right, so the next thing here, termination, right? So upon termination of this agreement, this is what you want. Client will retain 100% ownership rights of their website and its content, including but not limited to the theme, the images, the videos, the written copy. That's what you want. Okay, that is what you are after. What you are not after is, in essence, they'll hand you a file or you have nothing, right? And they won't say it that way. They literally, they use jargon so you don't even know that you don't get it. I see it every single week, guys. So if you don't truly understand what it is that you're signing, have someone look at it for you, okay? Okay, so like, for example, with our clients, not only do we give 100% ownership rights over to them, right? But we also set them up for success, right? So let's say we build a site in WordPress. We're actually putting the credit card of the client on file. So in the event, whether it's a month, a year, 5 years down the road, if for some reason we're not doing business together, there's not going to be interruption, right? They're going to have it all set up. We're not going to just remove ourselves and then they're going to have to reset up something, right? Or have all these issues. You want to do business with someone that is going to set you up for success. I also want you to pay attention to the length of term and the cancellation policies. Wow, there are a lot of companies out there making you sign your life away for the next, 24 months, 36 months, even a year is a really long time. Not so much, I guess, for website and SEO. 12 months, I think, is pretty acceptable. But again, you want to read the fine print in the terms and the exclusions on there. So I'm going to read you an example of an agreement that if it was me in my business, I would stay far, far away from this. Okay. So this service agreement carries a minimum of a 24-month commitment from the point of last service activated or date of written service and change order. So what that's saying is, like, let's say you work together for 6 months or a year, and then you change the service. Maybe you add or you take away a little bit, then the 24 months starts all over again, right? And this is the fine print. They're not even going to tell you this after you make a change order on it. Stay away from that. I don't think that's cool or in your best interest whatsoever. Here's another one that I think is absolutely unethical of a cancellation policy, which is The requirement to cancel is 90 days notice in writing by mail. Note, verbal and email will not be accepted, nor will cancellation be accepted if received prior to your notice period. Okay, so they're saying to me that, and I understand why verbal is not accepted, but an email can't serve as a cancellation notice. You have to send it by US mail. Who does that anymore, right? To me, that's a company trying to get keep you on the hook. And then I also don't like the notice period, right? You can't give notice prior to quote unquote notice period. Your notice period is such as the party's intent to renew this agreement no more than 30 days prior to the anniversary date of the term, but no sooner than 60 days prior to the anniversary date of the term. Okay, first off, that's really confusing, right? And why is it if I'm unhappy today, why can't I give you my cancellation notice, even though I might know that it needs to wait 30 days or 60 days or hell, even 6 months of my term, right? But you're telling me that you're not going to accept my notice until I fall within that specific window? Guys, when businesses have these type of loopholes, and maybe I'm just not doing business right. I don't know. I'm probably going to get a lot of comments about this, but I'm okay with it because I've seen too many good people, good businesses, just doing everything they can to survive, doing everything that they can to grow. And there's companies out there that are just, in my opinion, not doing small businesses justice because they're using jargon and contract loopholes to keep you hooked in for months, if not years longer than where you really want to be. And my philosophy always is if you don't want to do business with us, life is too short to handcuff people, right? There's too many options out there, right? Life is too short to work with people that are unhappy or angry or it's just not working out, right? And that's okay. So I would not enter into a contract with someone that has these type of loopholes, point blank period. What I would look for, right, is following the 90 days, following the 6 months, even following the year, right? Whatever that agreed upon term is, then just 30-day notice in writing, right? By email that you would like to no longer continue. I think is acceptable for both parties, right? Agreeable, should be no questions asked, right? And let's just say that you're, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months before your renewal date. You should be able to give your cancellation notice at any time. I shouldn't have to mark it on my calendar to remember to submit it on this day to be able to make sure that it's not going to automatically renew. And I'm going to be committed for another 12 months or 24 months that I didn't even know, right? Guys, I don't want this to happen to you. And if you currently love your website and it's beautiful and you're happy with your service, great. I love hearing that. I love hearing that. But here's my challenge to you is that while things are good, while you're super happy with things, do your due diligence with your website and SEO company and ask them to make sure look at your credentials in your Google My Business, in your Google Suite, in your on your Facebook page, on your WordPress site, on your GoDaddy domain, everywhere. Look all in those and make sure that in your profile, in your credentials, you are the owner of that, right? You don't have user rights. You're not just an admin. You're not just a user or an editor, but you are 100% the owner. I see this. I probably see this every day, right? Is that an agency put together, built a Facebook page for you, right? And because they built it, they were the owner, and then they just gave you admin rights. And you think you own it, right? But they built it for you. And then let's say, fast forward 6 months to a year from now, you guys break up and you decide to do business with someone else. Boy, you have problems now, and you're trying to hunt down that agency. And honestly, they could give two craps about helping you because you're not doing business with them anymore. So why are they going to go out of their way to get on a call with you to help, to go through the legwork of transferring ownership and all of this, right? So when things are good, guys, things are good. Get your house in order. Make sure that you will never be held hostage by any agency, right? Including Diamond Accelerator. We set our clients up for success so that they're never held hostage by not, any of their marketing partners, including us at the end of the day, right? I'm just passionate about doing business that way because I think it's the right thing to do. So do your due diligence, read your contract, make sure you understand exactly what you are getting yourself into, okay? Make sure that you actually own you have ownership rights to all of your credentials, all of your marketing platforms. Make sure that you're just not an admin, that you're just not an editor or have user access, right? 100% ownership. That is what you are after, so that no one can ever, ever, ever hold you in your business hostage. Okay, please don't fall victim to this. It just it hurts my heart when I get on calls with people. And sometimes I've even had clients get on and they want to go a different direction, and then they learn that they are held hostage, right? And in the short term, it's more expensive for them to alleviate that, right, on the front side. And they just stay, right? And it hurts my heart to see it because I wouldn't want to do business with someone like that, that's taking advantage of you. I hate that for you. And I understand the pain of having to invest in fixing a mistake, but I also don't want you to continue to feel the ramifications and continue to invest more and more dollars because this mistake was made a while ago, right? I know that there's a company out there that literally charges you $1,000 a month for a beautiful website, but it's forever. It never ends. All right. So let's just do some math. All right. Let's just say this website, it's beautiful. It's a $20,000 probably website. It's so beautiful. It has so many bells and whistles, so many videos, so many service pages, right? It's a $20,000 website, sure enough. And they pay $1,000 a month. And but they're on year 4 with this client. Okay, so let's just do the math. That's $12,000 a year. They now have paid times 4 years. They now have paid $48,000 for this website. Let's fast forward the 8 years with this website, right? Now they've paid close to $100,000 for this website, right? And so guys, you have to know your contract. You have to know what you're paying for. You have to know what happens in the event, I love you today, right? But what happens if I don't love you next month or next year or in a decade from now, right? You just got to know what you're getting yourself into. All right. Any questions? And if you are looking for a little help in helping sort through these big giant contracts that are sent from you, I would listen, I'm passionate about helping people not get themselves in these situations. So Mona, Tessa, Julie, Jessica, Danny, thank you for joining me here live. If you guys need some help, please, Diamond Accelerator, we're here from you. But I just really urge you to be an informed business owner. Make informed decisions about what kind of contract that you get yourself into. Pay attention to who owns what in the event you no longer do business together. Pay attention to who it is set up with ownership rights at the beginning and once the payment and terms are met, right? Pay attention to when you break up, what is it that you are going to be left with? Are you going to have to pay another company to completely rebuild, right? Are you even going to will you have access to the content, right? Because if that goes away, then all of your SEO has to start over, right? I've seen a company that was, that they broke up with their website people and they automatically started threatening them of if we see this You can't use this copy, this images, and they've been doing business with them for years. We will sue you, right? That is ours kind of thing. It was so funny too, because we had handled their organic social media for years, and I had shared some of our organic social media graphics to be added to their website. And they were even claiming that that was their stuff that they would sue the client for. And I was like, no, 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 that came from us. That came from Time and Accelerator. You didn't create that. That's not yours, kind of thing. But they essentially said anything that goes on that site, and it just wasn't worth like fighting with people like that, right? But anyway, at the end of the day, I don't want to see you get yourself in that situation. So be an informed decision maker when it comes to all of your marketing platforms and assets, because I want to save you a lot of time and heartache. So look out for those type of loopholes and outrageous fees. So thank you so much for joining me. DM me if you have any questions or concerns before entering into an agreement with a marketing agency. So thanks, guys. If you love this training, make sure you share it with your team or another med spa that could benefit. You can catch my replay on my YouTube channel, and catch me, guys, every single week, Wednesday, same time, same place. Catch me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks so much for joining me.